There is no one in the world who is truly alone. But when our hearts feel lonely, we tend to feel disconnected from the world. Today, I would like to talk about the emotion of loneliness. In old age, that comes in the twilight years of our lives. Korean society is now aging rapidly. The population aged 65 and over is 9.5 million, accounting for 19% of the total. And we will enter a super-age society this year, 2025. However, at the same time, the number of elderly people living alone and feeling lonely is also increasing. More than 40% of elderly people in South Korea say they feel often lonely. This is not simply a matter of living alone. It is a problem of not being able to connect emotionally. Psychologist Robert Weiss described loneliness as emotional pain that arises from a lack of necessary relationships. In other words, it means that one feels lonelier when there is no emotional connection than when being alone. There are several reasons why loneliness deepens as we age. The distance from family grows when children grow up and leave, and when a spouse passes away. The house remains the same, but the conversations disappear. The days feel long, and the quiet moments feel even deeper. After retirement, social roles disappear. When the names we used to be called at work or in our organizations, as well as the people we used to be with, disappear. A sense of emptiness arises, making us wonder, am I now a person who is no longer needed? And the cultural factors in our society, such as, do not rely on your children, and, when you get old, you must live on your own, emphasize independence while also causing us to hide our emotions. Loneliness is not just a simple emotion. It is an emotion that can make both the body and mind sick. According to research, elderly individuals who frequently feel lonely have a 30% higher risk of cardiovascular disease, and depression occurs more than twice as often. Loneliness is a factor that threatens life as much as smoking does. Additionally, when social connections are severed, cognitive function declines and the risk of dementia increases. Loneliness lowers immunity, making it easier to get sick. In other words, loneliness is both a mental illness and a physical illness. So, what can we do to reduce loneliness? First, the quality of relationships is more important than the quantity. Having even one person to open your heart to is enough, rather than meeting many people. Second, engage in meaningful activities, volunteering, lifelong learning, hobbies, and gardening activities. Revive the feeling of, I am still a valuable being, as both body and mind are engaged. Third, express your emotions. Don't hide your loneliness. Try saying, I've been feeling a bit lonely lately. That one phrase opens the door to relationships. Fourth, make use of technology. Video calls, KakaoTalk, and online meetings connect us with those who are far away. And finally, take care of yourself. Regular meals, light exercise, walks, and meditation. These small habits strengthen the mind. Taking care of myself is not selfish. It's about respecting myself. Loneliness comes to everyone. However, the moment we acknowledge that feeling and try to connect, loneliness can no longer dominate us. You are never alone. If you are watching this video today, you have already taken the first step towards change. Tomorrow, try saying this to the people around you. How have you been? That short greeting might warm someone's day. You cannot avoid loneliness, but I can understand loneliness. And together, we can overcome it. You are not alone.